Pokemon. The story of Pokemon? Yeah. Let's watch this one.
Picture this. A 7-year-old Game Boy, already considered past its prime, ends up
Oh my
launching
goodness,
the biggest
dude. I found so much of my old gaming stuff. I have every fucking Game Boy. Did you guys know that? I have every single Game Boy. Like, actually. I got the big brick, the big white brick. I've got the pocket. I've got the color. I've got the advance. I've got the advance flip. I've got the like multiple DSs. Yeah, I've got so many.
Media franchise in history. Bigger than
I don't have Virtual Boy. That's the one I don't have.
Star Wars. Bigger than Marvel.
Honestly, that's one of my favorite ones. It's the one that's like a little square. I don't know what it is. It's like the Game Boy. It's like a square and it flips open. And that one is so peak. Holy fuck.
And it all traces back to something
I also have a
surprisingly
pocket.
small.
Game Boy
One
Pocket.
guy
I have that too.
never stopped thinking about catching bugs. Satoshi Tajiri was born August 28, 1965 in Machida, a suburb of Tokyo that still had ponds and forests when he was a kid. He spent his childhood catching insects, flipping over rocks, and filling jars with specimens. His friends called him Dr. Bug. But Japan's economic miracle was reshaping the landscape. Those ponds became parking lots. The forests turned into apartments. By junior high, an arcade had opened in his neighborhood, and video games became his new obsession. In March of 1983, at 17, he self-published a handwritten fanzine called Game Freak. An inspiring manga artist named Ken Sugimori saw it, reached out, and the two became lifelong collaborators.
Oh, wow.
By 1986, Tajiri and Sugimori had pulled together a small, informal team, still calling themselves Game Freak. Working on their own, they developed a puzzle game called Quinty, which Namco published in 1989. That same year, on April 26th, Tajiri officially turned Game Freak into a company. This is where things finally click. Nintendo announces the Game Link cable.
That's the one, the freaking original Game Boy.
And most developers immediately think.
But you know, if you were a real hardcore though, you had like all the accessories, so like it was actually way bigger than that. So it might look like it's really, really big, but that's not even how big it actually was. Because then you had the freaking battery pack on the back, you had the light that goes over the top, and the magnifying glass that comes over the top, over the top from the back and over the screen to like magnify the screen. It's just a big magnifying glass with a light on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Multiplayer. Tajiri goes somewhere else entirely. He starts imagining creatures moving between Game Boys, like bugs traveling through a wire. Suddenly, all these ideas he's been carrying for years line up. Trading rare items in Dragon Quest II, monsters and capsules from Ultraman, Gashapon toys, trading cards. Originally, Tajiri called the idea Capsule Monsters, but the name ran into trademark issues, so it was changed to Pocket Monsters, a literal description of small creatures you could collect, carry, and trade. As the name was shortened for simplicity, Pokemonsters became Pokemon. Through industry connections, Tajiri's idea eventually reached Nintendo president Hiroshi Yamauchi. He immediately saw its potential. "This is it," Yamauchi reportedly said. "This is the idea I've been waiting for." Nintendo signed on in early 1990, aiming for an October release. The team was small, but focused. Tajiri directed, Ishihara produced and handled Nintendo relations, Ken Sugimori designed the characters, Junichi Masuda composed the music while also programming, Atsuko Nishida created Pikachu. Lastly, Ken Sugimori designed the characters, Junichi Masuda composed the music while also programming, Atsuko Nishida.
You see that, chat? That's a real girl that works at a game company. She looks like a fucking nerd. That's how you know. That's how you know that she's actually gonna do her job.
Shida created Pikachu. Lastly, Shigeru Miyamoto suggested releasing two versions, red and green, with exclusive creatures that push players to trade.
We got blue instead.
By the time everything settled, Pokemon ended up with a pretty unusual ownership setup.
And then yellow came out later.
Instead of one company controlling everything, the
And the funny thing is actually, never mind. I don't know.
Split. Game Freak developed the games, Nintendo published them, and a third partner handled the broader business side. Pocket Monsters Red and Green launched on February 27, 1996 for the original.
And I want to tell everyone in chat that I definitely did not have this game on day one. I definitely did not ask my grandpa to buy this for me at Target. I did not do that. I was not old enough. I wasn't born yet, you know? I totally did not do that. I totally was not a day one owner of Pokemon Red and Blue. And I totally didn't buy another Game Boy off of my older cousin just so I could trade to myself. Yeah, it didn't happen. Of course it didn't happen.
No Game Boy. Instead of just
How would
fighting
that
enemies,
happen?
the game asked players to explore the Kanto region and build a team by catching Pokemon in the wild. Battles played out turn by turn, with players choosing moves from menus and using type advantages, fire over grass, water over fire, to win through strategy rather than reflexes. Pokemon
Your bro didn't play with you? No.
gained experience, learned new moves, and evolved into stronger forms.
My bro didn't play Pokemon until like, what was it, like Silver or some fucking I don't know. I don't remember.
Progress came through defeating 8 gym leaders, each focused on a specific type, before challenging the Elite Four. Catching, training, and even
You
trading
didn't play on a
Pokemon
Game Boy
with
emulator? I had that too. I had Pokemon Yellow on the emulator on my PC. Yeah. That was
friends
great.
were all part of the core design, making it easy to understand, but deep enough to keep
Oh my
players
god, this is on the Game Boy Color.
invested.
Because it didn't actually have color. It didn't actually have color mode, so like it just made it all fucked up like
Trading was a core part of how Pokemon worked. To do it, 2 players had to physically connect their Game Boys using a Game Link cable. Inside the game, they'd meet in a special room and choose which Pokemon to exchange.
Now I'll tell you the trick here, okay, guys. So the trick here is you get a level 5 Pidgey. All right, so you get a level 5 Pidgey on one account. All right, then you go on the other account with another person. That person trades you a Mewtwo. Right before it saves on the other system, you turn it off. You turn the game off, and what it does then is it dupes the Pokemon, and then now you have 2 Mewtwo's with Hyper Beam. Yep.
Creatures would travel from one cartridge to the other, permanently switching owners. Some Pokemon could only evolve through trading, meaning no single player could collect everything
Alakazam.
alone. The design quietly pushed kids to meet up, negotiate, and cooperate. Playgrounds turned into trading hubs, and completing the
But see, I was a peak antisocial, so I traded with myself. That's right.
game became as much about social interaction as it was about gameplay. And boy, was it promoted. There was this magazine.
I was like that. I was that kid that I basically would I'd start my game, and then on the other Game Boy, I would play the game at the same time. But then I would get to the part where you can trade your starter Pokemon. So like I had Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle on my save.
Koro that pretty much every elementary school kid was reading, and it kept pushing the game. And then they dropped the bombshell. There was a secret Pokemon in the game, Mew. And the only way to get it was through a lottery.
You had to people were saying that you had to go to like the SSN, and then there was like a truck that like if you could get on the other side of it, then you could find the Pokeball from you underneath the truck. But it was all bullshit.
In the magazine, kids talked, stories spread, and by September, Pokemon had already sold over 1 million copies.
You know what I still don't know though? I still don't know if the Master Ball trick is like fake or not. Because there was like this conspiracy theory that like if you threw the Pokeball and you held down the A button like right when the ball hits, that it would actually become a Master Ball. And like I felt like it always worked.
By late 1996, Pokemon was everywhere. The trading cards had just launched, turning the idea of collecting Pokemon into something that kids could physically trade, show off, and battle with at school. Cards were flying off shelves. An anime was rushed into production. And the kids were going crazy over it. What started as a quiet Game Boy release was suddenly turning into something much bigger.
I had a first edition Charizard, got stolen at church. How about
Pikachu
that?
was
Isn't
pushed
that
to the
funny?
front. The show took off fast, and within months, Pokemon had become must-watch TV for kids across Japan. And then, everything came to a sudden halt. In December of 1997, one episode triggered seizures in thousands.
Ooh, this is the Porygon episode. So there was an episode in Japan with a Porygon, and it flashes blue and red, and it gave people seizures.
Of viewers and forced the anime off the air overnight. It was a national news story.
About 700 Japanese school-age kids were rushed to hospitals Tuesday night, suffering convulsions and seizures after they had watched the bright flashing lights of a popular kiddie cartoon show called Pocket Monsters.
But instead
It was
of
like
killing
literally
Pokemon,
that episode, yeah.
the pause only added to the buzz. When the show returned, the hype was bigger than ever. The first movie followed soon after and became one of Japan's biggest hits of the year. Pokemon had survived something that should have ended it. That success pushed Nintendo to take Pokemon overseas, despite doubts that its slow gameplay, cute characters, and RPG format would work in the West. The gamble paid off. When Pokemon hit the
Mania.
US in late 1998, the show, games, and cards all landed at once. Shelves emptied, kids took over playgrounds, and Nintendo's profits surged. By early 1999, the phenomenon had a name: Pokemania.
Pokemon was so fucking perfect because Pokemon was both cute and cool at the same time. So it appealed both to like dudes and to girls simultaneously. It was actually so fucking perfect.
The backlash followed quickly. Schools banned cards and parents panicked. But it didn't matter. For a while, Pokemon was impossible to avoid. Pokemon Gold and Silver launched in Japan on November 21st,
That's when my brother started
1999, and were built as true sequels, not just more of the same. Players explored a new region called Johto and met 100 new Pokemon. The world now ran on real time. Day and night matched the clock on your Game Boy, which changed which Pokemon appeared and triggered different events. Battles were expanded with 2 new types, Dark and Steel, added to balance combat and counter-powerful strategies from the first game.
Yep.
Players could now breed Pokemon by leaving them at a daycare.
You think they'll add another type? Because that's the only reason they add a new type is like when there's like some issues with balance. Like that's why they added Fairy.
Creating eggs that hatched into new creatures. And after beating the game, it didn't end. Players could travel back to the original Kanto region and challenge its gym leaders, turning the sequel into a full continuation of the original adventure.
Yeah, it's so cool.
But by 2000, the craze cooled. Ratings dipped, card sales slowed. Kids were into Harry Potter now. It looked like
True.
Pokemon might be done. Nevertheless, the company shifted into its next phase. Game Freak moved on to the Game Boy Advance with Ruby and Sapphire.
I found my Sapphire, by the way. I have it. The actual original cart.
And leadership started to change. Junichi Masuda stepped up as director, while Tajiri took more of a backseat. Players explored a new region called Hoenn and met an entirely new set of Pokemon, starting fresh with creatures like Trico, Torchic, or Mudkip. Battles were affected by the
Anybody remembered? I heard you like Mudkips. Hey, so I heard you like Mudkips.
outside world. So if it was raining outside, it would rain in the battle also, and that would affect how your Pokemon would fight. Double battles were introduced, letting 2 Pokemon fight at the same time, and contests gave players a non-combat way to compete by showing off their Pokemon's traits. At the same time, some familiar features were missing. The day and night cycle was removed, and Pokemon from older games couldn't be transferred forward, which frustrated longtime
that part
fans.
was ass.
Even so, the series kept evolving, and by the end of this era, Pokemon had quietly passed 100 million games sold worldwide.
Pokemon Diamond and Pearl launched in 2006 on the Nintendo DS and changed how people played Pokemon.
I didn't play this
Players
one.
explored the Sinnoh region. They caught and trained new Pokemon and experienced a world that once again followed
Yeah, this was the one I didn't play. I
real
didn't play
time,
this one.
with day and
I didn't
night
play
affecting
Sinnoh.
encounters. Battles grew deeper, contests returned in expanded form, and
You know which one I really liked? I really liked Black and White. Black and White was sick.
underground areas let players interact locally. But the biggest shift was online play. Using Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, players could connect their DS to the internet, enter shared online spaces, and trade or battle Pokemon with people anywhere in the world. The global trade station let players post Pokemon
A lot of people
for
think
trade
Sinnoh was
and-
the best game. Really? Should I go back and play it, chat? Like, should I play it? Like, are they remaking it or did they remake them? Because, like, I haven't played it. Like, yeah.
and receive others asynchronously, without ever meeting. This was the moment that Pokemon took its definitive form. No longer just a local handheld experience, but a global one.
Wait, Switch remake? Is it out? Is it out already? For the Switch? Yeah, maybe I should check it out. Yeah, the
Platinum
remake.
followed as an enhanced version of Diamond and Pearl. The only add-on was the distortion world, and the overall experience was tightened. Battles moved fast.
Hot take, though. Hot take. My favorite is Sun and Moon. Like, the hottest fucking take, because everybody hated Sun and Moon. I loved it. It's my favorite.
The story had more focus, and the world felt more polished.
Yeah.
For players, it became the
The reason why is because I'm like a sucker for lore. I'm a sucker for lore, and like Sun and Moon was like what if there was a place where the Pokemon League didn't exist, and it was like you could see like them trying to build the Pokemon League. So I thought it was really, really interesting, like because all the other ones are like the Pokemon League, and it's like this is a small area that doesn't have a Pokemon League. This is a pre-Pokemon League era, and so I loved it because of that.
way to experience Sinnoh. The same game, just smarter and smoother. In 2009, Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Is it a hot take? Sun and Moon is considered like one of the worst ones, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, a lot of Pokemon fans hate Sun and Moon.
As remakes of Gold and Silver, but one small change made them unforgettable. Your lead Pokemon could walk behind you in the overworld. It didn't affect battles or stats, it just made the journey feel personal.
Yeah.
The 5th generation took a bold creative risk.
Black
Pokemon
and
Black and White launched
real
in
shit.
2010 and completely
Real shit, these games. These were real shit, but I mean like good. Like they were the shit, basically.
reset the experience. For the entire main story, players only encountered brand new Pokemon, no familiar creatures from past games, so every battle felt unknown again. The Unova region was inspired by New York City, with big cities, bridges, and urban environments that made the world...
Dude, I liked the characters in this one a lot. Like, I really, really liked Bianca. Like, she was so cool.
Feel larger and more modern.
And then it was really cool how, like, dude, wasn't it sick how, like, your friend ended up being, like, one of your friends ended up being the gym leader in the next game? That was so cool. I thought that was a really cool twist.
Battles introduced new formats like triple
Sharon,
battles and rotation battles, changing how positioning and strategy worked. Online features were also expanded, with smoother matchmaking and more ways to interact with other players. Instead of releasing a single upgraded version, Black 2 and White 2 arrived in 2012 as true sequels. They continued the story 2 years later with new characters, new locations, and a changed world, showing how Pokemon's regions could evolve over time rather than simply reset.
And that is one thing I really did like about like this kind of 0.5 update sort of Pokemon thing was like with this one they actually did show time pass and you actually saw like the characters again, like Bianca was like older and stuff. It was really cool. I loved that.
They also introduced the Pokemon World Tournament, a mode where players could battle gym leaders and champions from every previous generation. It was basically a greatest hits lineup, letting longtime fans face off against...
Dude, the biggest disappointment in Sword and Shield is that they didn't fucking do this. Wasn't that a travesty? Like, are you fucking kidding me? You make an entire region about sports and you don't even have a fucking league at the end? Like, what the fuck? You telling me you couldn't like make your own team at the end and you didn't have like an infinite mode where like you're just playing in like the sports battles like the whole time? They could have taken that game all the way. It could have been infinite gameplay, and they were like, let's not. The one time that we actually make it about Pokemon battling as a sport, let's not do that. Let's not add like a league after it. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Familiar characters from across the series. Now, around this same time, competitive Pokemon really started to take shape. The Pokemon Company created what became known as Play Pokemon, which organized official...
One of my closest friends at the time was like really into this. She was actually really good at this. And I used to ask her all the time for like setups and stuff like that. She was always the one that would tell me like, yeah, you use this Pokemon and like, this is the stats you want on it. Yeah. And they all played like that online Pokemon Showdown and stuff like that.
Tournaments for both the video games and the trading card game. This eventually led to the Pokemon World Championships, held every year and drawing players from all over the world. By then, the card game was being sold in 93 countries and translated into 15 different languages. Speedrunners found their own way to play Pokemon, exploiting glitches and unintended shortcuts. Red and Blue stayed popular largely because of Missing No, a famous glitch that appeared through a specific in-game sequence. The The real payoff
remember missing
wasn't the Pokemon itself, but its side effect. It duplicated items. Players cloned rare candies and Master Balls, and the trick spread through playgrounds long before the internet. Nintendo later acknowledged the glitch, but never removed it. In 2013, Pokemon entered a new era. Nintendo president Satoru Iwata announced Pokemon X and Y. And for the first time, the games launched worldwide at the same time.
This was crazy too. I also played this gen. This gen was really fun, honestly. I liked it.
Importantly, the series fully shifted into 3D. Characters, cities, and Pokemon were no longer flat sprites. They moved, rotated, and battled
that overrated
in
game. Really, I liked
space. The games were
I mean,
still
it's not like the best one, obviously. Like, I liked it. I just, I'm gonna be real. I like all the Pokemon games. To be fair, I like all the Pokemon games. Like, there's something in all of them that I like. Like, even the new one, like even the Violet, whatever, Scarlet Violet or whatever. Like, I like that one too, even though that one's also like kind of considered ass. I still like it.
Based.
Like the fact, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm like a huge Pokemon fan. Like, I just love Pokemon a lot. And like ever since I was a kid, I loved Pokemon, and it was just so that thing that kind of just, it's always been that thing that I can enjoy,
But battles now looked closer to an animated show than a classic handheld RPG. X and Y introduced a new
Scarlet Violet is so jank. It has some good things and it has some bad things. I actually don't mind the crystal, whatever the fuck it's called, the crystallized mechanic or whatever. A lot of people hated the crystallized mechanic, but I actually didn't think it was bad.
New region called Kalos.
I mean, it wasn't as cool as like Megas and stuff, but it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was an interesting mechanic for gameplay.
Large cities, cafes, and wide boulevards. 72 new Pokemon were added, along with the fairy type, which was designed to balance the game by countering powerful dragon Pokemon.
I'm the fairy type.
A major new mechanic called Mega Evolution lets certain Pokemon temporarily transform during battle into much stronger forms. These transformations only lasted for the fight, adding a layer.
They should have just kept Megas. Well, one thing I actually do like about Pokemon though, is I do like the idea that each region has like their own special each region has their own special like Pokemon like style. I think is really cool, actually.
Of strategy about when and how to use them. Now, while X and Y pushed Pokemon forward, the series also looked back. In 2014, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire remade the third generation games in full 3D, bringing the Hoenn region into the modern era.
I didn't play this one.
Story, but updated everything visually and mechanically, combining nostalgia with the new systems introduced in X and Y. And then, in July of 2016, everything exploded again. Pokemon GO launched as a free mobile game built around augmented reality.
Pokemon GO was so crazy. I used to go out. Dude, you want to know a true story? This is a true story. All right. One time at 2 a.m., all right, my mom comes into the room and she goes, Leaflit, they're attacking our gym. And I said, what? And my mom said, hop in the car. And we literally got into the car at 2 a.m., went to our gym and defended it. Actual true story.
The idea traced back to a 2014 Google April Fool's joke that imagined Pokemon appearing in the real world.
Yeah, me and my mom used to drive around at 2 a.m., like defending all of our gyms.
It stuck. What started as a playful concept quickly turned into something massive. The numbers were staggering. Within its first month, Pokemon GO had already generated over $160 million. Before the end of the month, the game hit 500 million downloads and pulled in $470 million in just 80 days, the fastest.
Everybody that played this game seriously had one of those fucking watches. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? There's like this watch that you can get that basically like automatic, like when you're near it, it automatically spins the thing. It automatically gets like your items and stuff like that. Like you don't have to like press it. Yeah, it's like it was just an auto presser basically.
And suddenly, Pokemon was everywhere again. Parks filled with people hunting Pikachu.
Me and my
Strangers
mom both
stopped
had
to
it.
talk over rare spawns. And this time, it wasn't just kids. Adults who grew up with Pokemon were playing alongside their own children. It felt like Pokemania all over again, just in a completely different form. Sun and Moon.
Dude, the
launched-
best was when like you'd be like at a place like I remember going like to the to the beach. You'd be at the beach at midnight, and there'd be like a ton of people out at the beach, right? And you would hear somebody shout, "Dragonite!" And then like everybody would fucking dude, mommy.
Yes.
I was telling them how. Do you remember that one time? It was like 2 a.m. and you were like, Leaflit, they're attacking our gym at the park. Let's go. And then like you like hop in the car. And remember we hopped in the car and we sat there for like an hour defending it. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like an entire tell them it was an entire hour, right?
Yeah, we were battling for a while.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
I don't even know where they were still, like where they were.
Yeah, the motherfucker was attacking our gym for that entire hour, guys. An entire hour. Thank you for the tea, by the way.
You're welcome. I think they were spoofing their location.
You think they were spoofing? Yeah.
Because like I don't know where they were because they were not there.
Dude, they must have been so mad though. They must have been so mad. Yep. They were adamant though. They were really trying to take it. And then do you remember like we'd go like to the pier and then they would be like it'd be like at midnight, like at the beach, and then they'd be like Dragonite, and like you see like entire fucking like a crowd of people like running towards the Pokestop. Dude, it was so funny, man. Oh man, good times. Oh, do you remember the community discords?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was like community. Oh my god, there was community
They
discord.
had like the rares and stuff. Like
Yeah, there was a community discords and like they would tell everyone like, oh my god, guys, you have 15 minutes left. There's a high IV, like whatever the hell over here. Like you need to get here right now. And me and my mom would hop in the car and drive there as fast as possible. Oh my god, we only have 5 minutes left. Go, 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 go. We'd all go, oh my god, dude. What team were we? I don't remember. I don't even know. It was like the blue one, I think. Right? It was the Articuno team, I think.
I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah. Talvatosh, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. Like, my mom plays Pokemon too, by the way, if you guys didn't know that. She played she played all of them. She played Sword and Shield. She played Scarlet and Violet. She beat all of them. Yeah, my mom beat all of the Pokemon games, like all of the new ones at least. I think since I don't know. Like my mom has her own Switch. Did you guys know that? We had 2 Switches because my mom had her own. Waves in Sky soon. You know, honestly, pretty hype. Wait, Waves in Sky is that's like Indonesia or some shit, right? That's gonna be interesting. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah. I'm down to play. I'm excited. Isn't it? What country is it? Polynesia? New Zealand? Malaysia? Or is it just general Southeast Asia, basically? Well, my mom left already. What's her favorite Pokemon game? I don't know what her favorite Pokemon game is. But yeah, I don't know what her favorite Pokemon game is. You'd have to ask her that. It's the Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia. It's probably just generic like SEA basically. But anyway, like I've loved Pokemon ever since, like for forever, basically. Like I have so much old Pokemon stuff. Like I've got anyone remember those gold cards that came in a little Pokeball? I've got those too.
In that
There's
same
so much
year and
stuff.
marked a noticeable shift in tone for the series.
My
The 7th
goat.
generation drew inspiration from Hawaii, creating the Alola region, a chain of distinct islands with their own culture and rhythm. Director
I'm telling you, people hated this. I love this. This was peak. And then they added like the regionals, which was like, honestly, chef's kiss decision to add regional Pokemon. It was sick. What a
Shigeru
good
Omori
choice.
said the goal was to focus more on Pokemon as living creatures, not just battle tools. With the release lining up with the franchise's 20th anniversary, he treated the games as a celebration of that idea. That mindset showed up in how the games played. Traditional gym battles were replaced with island trials, changing the usual progression. Older Pokemon were reimagined with new regional forms, giving familiar species like Vulpix different types and new identities. Battles also got flashier with Z moves, powerful attacks that you could use once per fight.
Okay, guys, I have a confession to make. I actually own the Z bracelet. I have two of them, actually. I have both the white Z bracelet and the black Z bracelet. And I had all of the crystals, like the Z crystals, I have all of them. And what you could do is you wear the bracelet and then you put the Z crystal in there. And then if you have it, if you're playing it next to your, like you have your DS in your hand, your 3DS in your hand, and you're playing it, it actually lights up, and then you can do the little dance, and it plays the song. It's actually awesome. It actually syncs with the game. It's awesome.
The expanded versions Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon followed in 2017. Then, in 2018,
You did the
Let's Go
poses too, of
Pikachu
course.
and Let's Go Eevee arrived as remakes of Pokemon.
This is baby's first Pokemon right here. I played this one. Me and my mom both played this one. Let's Go, was it Eevee and Pikachu? Baby's first Pokemon game.
On Yellow, which was basically a DLC for Red and
This
Green, where you
was
start.
Okay, guys. So you hated Let's Go. Okay, to be fair though, these games were made to be like a gateway drug for people that played Pokemon Go to get into the Pokemon series. So that's what this was made for.
With Pikachu, it blends classic structure with mechanics inspired by Pokemon Go. The 8th generation arrived on November 15th, 2019, when Sword and Shield launched for Nintendo Switch. Director Shigeru Omori
I
decided
actually loved the setup for this too. I like it was. I really loved it, honestly. Like this series that like people like fucking hate. I like that they keep changing like the actual. There's some people that they're like, just give me like the old Pokemon, just give me the gyms, the gym route, and just give me like the standard Pokemon journey. I actually enjoy it being like kind of tailored for each area and being like a different culture. Like I think it's really great. Again, the reason I like Sun and Moon, the reason I like Sword and Shield is I really like the whole sports thing. It was really fun. I just don't think that they used it to its top potential, which was tragic, honestly. Like if they did realize it to like its top potential of like having the league at the end, it would have been so peak. Like where like for instance, like imagine you could like recruit a team from like all of the people on the island that you knew, like all of all of the people that you knew in the story, and you could recruit them, or like maybe you could recruit like old like people from other regions. Like you could make like a team with like Brock and Misty, and you could like make like your own team, and you have your own jersey, and then like you're fighting against other teams. Like it would be so peak, honestly. I don't know why they didn't do it. What a fucking waste.
the games around the theme of becoming the greatest or strongest, expressed through the Dynamax and Gigantamax mechanic that let Pokemon grow to kaiju size during...
These were actually kind of fun, like doing these, like, because I play support. So like playing like that support, like light screen person was like really fun for this. But it could have been better.
Special battles. The wild area introduced...
It was really laggy. That's like one issue, right?
Large open zone where creatures roamed visibly in the overworld, rather than hiding in random encounters. The Galar region drew inspiration from Great Britain. Sword and Shield sold over 26 million copies, becoming the third best-selling Switch title at the time. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl arrived in 2021 as remakes of the 4th generation developed by ILCA. Reception was mixed. Faithful to a fault.
This is the one, right? This is the one that you guys said I should play? Is this the one? This is it, right? The remake?
Said without the enhancements that fans expected from modern remakes.
Yeah, maybe
they
I'll
sold
check it out.
15 million copies regardless. Then came Pokemon Legends Arceus in 2022.
This game was sick, by the way. This was another game that I really, really liked because of it taking like the Pokemon world and giving you more of the world around it. It was great.
And it changed everything.
Like my favorite AI RPG to do is to just do like Pokemon, but like in a different region. Like I'm doing one right now where I'm like, okay, take Texas and then make it like a Pokemon region. So like I had the AI, like I was like, yeah, take Texas, make it a Pokemon region, and then like do an entire gym thing. And like you know, I'm gonna start in this city and then like take me through like different, like I want to travel all of Texas and do like a Pokemon League circuit in Texas, and it was so fun. Yeah, like it was so fun. I actually have a website. I'll show it to you. I don't know the link for it off the top of my head, but if you're interested in following like my playthrough, I actually have a website. Let me see if I can find it. It's a little bit cringe though. It's okay, guys. This is a little bit cringe, all right? I'm sorry. I love Pokemon, okay? Like I have a little thing that has like the whole story, and it has like all of my Pokemon, and there's like my character sheet. So this is like what my character looks like. Isn't she cute? And then I've got my Pokemon. So this is all my Pokemon and their stats and stuff. Yeah, I caught a shiny Pachirisu. That was cool. And then it just goes through like the whole story, and it's like a Pokemon RPG, and it like uses the Pokemon like math and stuff like that. It's really, really fun. I've been having so much fun playing this. I called it Pokemon Lone Star. But it's super fun, and it's got like the whole story and stuff. And it like does pictures and like automatically of like all the different stuff that's happening. I don't know why it looks scuffed, like, but you know, this was like the gym battle. I had the gym battle. This was the Houston gym. The Houston's it wasn't called Houston, but it was like the equivalent of Houston gym. And I was like fighting like some person that like had floodgates and stuff. It was crazy. Yeah, it was really, really fun. But I haven't played it in a while. I just haven't had time. I've been playing Uma Musume RPG lately, but you know what? I might go back to Pokemon after this. I might go back.
Set in ancient Sinnoh before Pokemon training was formalized, this prequel radically reimagined the formula. Players could throw Pokeballs in real time without entering battle. Stealth mechanics let you approach wild creatures carefully. Pokemon behave naturally.
Dude, if you guys don't remember, do you remember we did Pokemon World War II? That was sick. Pokemon World War II was one of the best like AI RPGs I've done. It was great. Holy fuck. The imagery was so peak. Yeah, we did like me and Rana did like a 2-player like AI RPG like gameplay game where it was Pokemon World War II, and it was like we made our characters, and it was like basically it was World War II with Pokemon, where like you had like your Pokemon partner, and then you still had a gun, and then it was like, dude, the imagery was sick. It was like, okay, you land on the beach, the gate opens, and then it was like this Lapras beside you. So we were like on, you know those like amphibious vehicles, they were Laprases with like armor. So they like set up like Laprases with armor, and we were on it, and it's like you're traveling there. The Lapras next to your Lapras gets hit by a hyper beam and explodes. I was like, what the fuck? And then like the Germans started lobbing like Geodudes at us. Like they had like these Geodudes with the little fucking Nazi helmet, and they were like, they had catapults, and they were catapulting Geodudes at us, and they were self-destructing. So they would like tell the Geodude to self-destruct, and then they would fucking, you know, they would trebuchet the fucking Geodude into us. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. That's where the song came from, by the way. If you haven't heard like the let me see if I can find it.
Cobblestone Square, there was static and fear in the damp night air. We held the bakery. Section 9.
It's about our Pokemon World War II.
Against the shadows and the
Is it available to play right now? I think we have the I think I think it's on Rana's. It's either on Rana's thing or mine. You know, I'll make a better one though. I'll make a better one. This is old. Yeah, it's outdated, says Rana. Hi, Rana. I miss you, Rana.
We'll fight the darkness until the light creeps in. Yeah, the giant stopped shaking when the gold dust flew. Saved by a hammer and a friend named Tutura.
guns in the Pal World, yeah. It was really fun because like you could command your Pokemon and then also shoot with your gun on your turn, so it was kind of cool.
Waited by the oven door with a spin and a shriek and a flash of beryllium light.
Does this sound cool?
She knocked the lights out of the terror in the night. The ground didn't tremble, the quake never came. Just a pile of mud and a forgotten name. Now the church tower's gone and the stained glass is red. Found a Yankee boy there resting his weary head. His eagle is broken but its spirit is strong. He says the catacombs is where they belong. There's a stone in the deep with a power untold, waiting to wake up the legends of old. Oh, it's pink mist blowing through the window frame and emerald vines, playing a deadly game between the German steel and the fairy wind. We'll fight the darkness until the light creeps in. Yeah, the
Dude, the scene, like Rana, the scene with the, I forgot what it was, the Duraludon or whatever. You know the Pokemon that was like a giant tower, and it was like, dude, you were like shooting it with the machine gun. Dude, that was so sick. That was like such a sick scene. Oh my gosh, that was great. The tower, yeah, Duraludon. Yeah, and it was like we were shooting the fuck out of him, and he just like was tanking at all the bullets and stuff. Like if you think about it though, like World War II with Pokemon would be crazy. Like, can you imagine like how crazy that would be? Like they would like set up like steel type Pokemon to like walk forward, like to like block all the bullets, and then you had like people behind it. Yeah, it was so cool. Dude, Rana, we should like reboot it, honestly. What do you think? We should reboot it. We should reboot it with like Claude or something, with like the new good shit. And then what we should do is I should set it up with a harness so that it actually keeps our stats like on the website. So like everybody in chat can actually see our characters in the website and all of the stats and like stats, HP, like bullet counts. They can see, it'll track like our ammo and stuff like that. It would be so awesome. We should totally do it. The Nazi that have insane secret Pokemon breeding program, they were using like Sableye eyes basically. Anyway, sorry, it was quite a tangent, but
In their environments, sleeping, hunting, interacting with each other.
Dude, I can't wait to get... Dude, it would be so sick to Pokemon battle, like the finale Pokemon battle against Hitler. That would be crazy, actually. Can you imagine that? It's like Hitler and his Elite Four. You have to like defeat, like before you can get to Hitler, you have to defeat like Goggles and like all of his Elite Four first.
And style reminded a lot of people of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, though the world was separated with loading screens. And many saw it as the fresh direction that Pokemon had been missing. It sold almost 15 million.
Rana said, dude, the Nazi Ghost Regiment that had that bird type sniper in the tower, that was so... Yeah, dude, yeah, so we went to like this church tower. So like, what the song was talking about was like we got to this area that had a church tower, and one of the paratroopers, like the U.S. paratroopers, was like hanging from like the top of the thing, and they had a Decidueye sniper in the fucking church tower. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was so fucked up. Like it was fucked up.
Million copies and proved that Game Freak could break their own formula when motivated. The 9th generation launched also in 2022.
Should we play this chat? Like, should like when I'm all settled, should we do another playthrough with Rana? With like the new system, the new updated thing, and like we'll have the graphics and everything. Yeah.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the first fully open world mainline games. Players could tackle gyms, Titan battles, and team star bases in any order. The Paldea region drew inspiration from the Iberian Peninsula. Terastallization let Pokemon change types mid-battle. Players could ride their legendary Pokemon from the start. The games introduced 120 new species. pushing the total past 1,025 creatures. Scarlet and Violet sold 10 million copies in their first 3 days, the biggest launch in Nintendo history. But technical issues were impossible to ignore.
Oh,
Frame
yeah,
rate
it was
drops,
bad.
lights a mess, characters falling through geometry, corrupted saves. Game Freak released patches, but
yeah, a
the
lot of
launch
people
state
were
fueled
really mad
debates
at
about whether
this.
the franchise's annual release schedule was sustainable. Despite the criticism, the games achieved a combined 27 million units sold, proving that Pokemon's audience remained loyal even through rough launches. Across 2023 and into early 2024, the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero DLC
Guys, I picked up the second Arceus. Is it good, chat? I do have a Switch too. Is it playable? I heard a lot of people saying it was garbage, but I still want to play it though.
expanded the game's world and wrapped up its bigger mysteries. The Teal Mask arrived first in 2023, followed by the Indigo Disc. In 2025, Pokemon Legends ZA was launched for both the Nintendo Switch and the newly launched Switch 2, the first Pokemon game on Nintendo's new hardware. The game returned to Lumiose City in the Kalos region from X and Y, bringing back Mega Evolution for the first time since the Let's Go games. It sold 5.8 million copies quickly, and a DLC called Mega Dimension released in 2025.
Nice.
Throughout these years, spin-off games have quietly shaped the main series in ways that most players never noticed. Pokemon Stadium
dude.
launched
Stadium
in
was
1998
sick.
for Nintendo 64, letting players see their creatures rendered in full 3D from red, green, and yellow, utilizing the Nintendo 64 transfer pack.
I had
That
that.
spectacle, watching battles unfold with actual animations and crowd reactions, directly influenced how Game Freak approached flashy mechanics like Mega Evolution, Z-Moves, and Dynamax. Pokemon Coliseum arrived in 2003 for GameCube, developed by Genius Sonority. It was darker than anything the series had done. You played a former criminal stealing back shadow Pokemon, creatures with their hearts artificially closed. The game dealt with redemption and ethics in ways the main series avoided. Double battles were the standard, and the game directly inspired Black and White, which would later explore similar moral questions. The Mystery Dungeon series, developed by Chunsoft, started
I've
in
never
2005,
played Mystery
flipped the script
Dungeon. Are these good?
entirely. Instead of playing as a
I
trainer,
completely skipped
players
these.
became a Pokemon themselves, exploring randomly
I skipped
generated
these
dungeons
Mystery
with a
Dungeon
partner.
and like the Ranger, the
The
Pokemon
movement
Ranger,
was
whatever the hell
grid-based,
ones.
and team management, positioning, and resource use mattered as much as combat. While the setup
They're
looked
so good.
simple, the systems were deep, and the games quietly surprised players with how much weight they gave to choice, cooperation, and survival. Pokemon Ranger launched in 2006,
I didn't
introducing
play Ranger.
real-time gameplay where you befriended wild Pokemon temporarily rather than capturing them permanently. Each Pokemon provided specific abilities, like cutting obstacles or clearing paths that were used to progress
Ranger's
through the
fantastic.
world. Once their task was done, they left, shifting the focus from collecting to problem-solving and moment-to-moment skill. During the 2020 pandemic, Pokemon cards exploded again. People
This
stuck
was
at
so
home got
fucking-
back into collecting.
Holy fuck,
Pack
man.
opening videos went viral, and prices shot up. Pokemon responded by reprinting cards at full capacity to keep the hobby from turning into pure speculation. Satoshi Tajiri
Yeah, right,
remains
man.
notorious.
Dude, I bet you they're doing a lot of this fucking shit on purpose. I'm pretty sure they are. The like artificial scarcity. I know Bandai's fucking doing it, man.
private.
Like Bandai needs to print way more One Piece cards because people, I can't even buy them. Like, I want to buy them and I can't.
Rarely giving interviews. But one quote to Time magazine in 1999 encapsulated his vision. The games
I don't know
were
if
meant
it's
to
true,
give
but
children who
I
lived
feel
in
like
a
they
world
are
of
doing
asphalt
it
a taste of
on
what I
purpose.
experienced, the joy of discovery, the thrill of catching something rare. That sentiment, recreating wonder for generations disconnected from nature, remains the franchise's beating heart nearly 3 decades later. Ishihara, now chairman of the Pokemon Company,
There's like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, there's really something about starting like a new playthrough of Pokemon and like in a new region that you don't know. It's like, there's like that wonder of like what's in that bush, and like that gets me, especially because I don't like to spoil myself on Pokemon. Like I try not to like look up what Pokemon are in an area or anything like that, but I love just that excitement of like what's around the corner.
offered perspective in 2016. Every generation thinks they'll be the last Pokemon.
Yeah, and that's true. Pal World did that for me too. Pal World was great. I loved playing Pal World. I can't wait to play more when I get back. back to normal.
generation. Every generation is wrong. Nearly 30 years after Red and Green launched, the franchise has sold close to 490 million games, printed over 75 billion trading cards, and produced more than 1,300 anime episodes and 23 movies. For many players, Pokemon was a first RPG, a first experience trading with strangers, a first connection to Japanese games, animation, and culture. It outlasted Pokemania because it never relied on hype alone. It kept evolving while its audience grew up. What started as one developer trying to recreate the feeling of catching insects didn't just survive its moment, it became infrastructure. And nearly 3 decades later, Pokemon is still doing what it always did best, bringing people together. One trade, one battle, one catch at a time. Thanks for watching. If you
That was
liked the
such a good
video,
video. I
drop
love
a
that.
like. It really means a lot to us. And if you stick around, there's a lot more gaming history on the way.
This channel, by the way, is Pixel Playback. I can't link it as easily right now because I don't have. I'm using different devices basically, but Pokemon 101, The Complete Gaming History by Pixel Playback. I really like this channel. If you remember, we actually were first introduced to this channel via the Ultima, the story of Ultima. We watched this one earlier, and it was a great video as well. And I want to look at more of these because there's like such good ones in here. Halo, Doom, like Final Fantasy. We gotta watch Final Fantasy.
Of the moon and star, come to me through fire and war. Oh, oh.